And so you see a huge opportunity of how textile and tourism come together. Thank you very much, sir. And moving forward, another crucial and a very relevant for India, a country which is steeped in heritage, both the built heritage and the intangible heritage, and various cultural forms. You are spoiled for choice in our country, whether it comes to languages, whether it comes to dance forms, music forms, theatre forms, the tangible and intangible UNESCO heritage sites and listing. It just goes on and on. And that's why we are incredible India. And bringing to us, how do we leverage, how do we bring together, what is the story of culture, and how does culture work for tourism in India? Is Secretary Tourism, Government of Secretary Culture, Government of India, Shri Govind Mohanji. Govind Mohanji, welcome, sir. And we look forward to your address to us. But before that, I'm going to tell the viewers the very extensive experience that Shri Mohan brings amidst us here today. He is from the 1989 batch of the IAS. He belongs to the Sikkim cadre, which incidentally is the only organic state of India. And it is also a state that is right up there for homestays, which is a very crucial part of tourism. But today he represents culture. He's also a student of the IIM. So he went to the IIM Ahmedabad, and I'm sure he's bringing in a lot of competencies from there as he takes the culture ministry forward. He's an engineer before that. He's worked in the ministries of finance and has handled very interesting portfolios, as he has also been the Minister of Economics in the Indian Embassy at Washington. He's also been in the Cabinet Secretariat. He's handled a lot of public-private partnership issues in the PPPs and FDIs in the DEA. And they say that, you should normally have an apple a day to keep the doctor away. In Mr. Mohan's case, he can't do that because his wife is a doctor. So he does not need to have an apple a day. Welcome, sir. And we look forward to your thoughts on how does culture leverage tourism for our incredible India.
Thank you, Bhupendraji. Honorable Minister for Tourism, Culture and Donor, Honorable Shri G. Kishan Reddy ji, my senior colleagues, Shri Arvind Singh ji, Secretary Tourism, Shri Upen Singh ji, Secretary in the Ministry of Textiles, Srimati Leena Nandan ji, Secretary in the Ministry of Environment Forest, Kamla Vardhan, my colleague who is DG Tourism, Ashok Kumar, Director of the National Ganga Mission, friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Ministry of Tourism for having, even in very trying circumstances, gone ahead and organized this event on the National Tourism Day, which is an event of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav program that is currently going on in the country. And it's a matter of pride for us in the Culture Ministry that the Ministry of Tourism has organized this program, albeit in a virtual mode, but still with a large element of Jan Bhagidari. So I congratulate the Ministry of Tourism for that. Coming to my ministry, the topic given to me is the inherent linkages between culture and tourism, and I wish to devote some time on that. As most of our viewers would be aware, India is a country whose significant point of projection to the world is its culture. This is a culture that goes back at least 5,000 years. So the first available archaeological evidences from the Indus Valley civilization go back at least to 3000 BC. And if we were to extend that civilization beyond that, we could possibly be looking at a 10,000-year-old civilization today, which is clearly the oldest and the most valuable of all the civilizations which archaeology and history has unearthed so far. So we are a very old civilization. We have also the earliest literary compositions found anywhere in the world. Although they were not written at the time at which they were composed, but the Vedas are sort of, if we even accept the view of the historians, they go back to around 2000 BC. So they are about 4,000-year-old literary tradition. So we have one of the oldest cultures, and all of us know about it. Now the point is that how do you integrate that culture with tourism? So here we have some ideas which I would like to project to this audience. First of all, if you just look at the archaeological heritage that India has, we have about 4,000 protected monuments of the ASI and about 38 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This is clearly one of the highest number of UNESCO sites anywhere in the world. Apart from that, at a very easy count, we have more than 1 lakh unprotected monuments, some of which are of ancient heritage, and most of them have immense tourism potential. Now, just to give you some examples, there is Dholavira, there is the Ajanta Caves, there is the St. Thomas Church, Ellora Caves, the Martin Sun Temple, the temple in Khajuraho, the Brihadishwara Temple, the Qutub Minar. All of these are monuments which go back at least 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 years, and they have huge archaeological importance, but besides that, they have a huge tourism importance. On top of that, we have India is the home to some of the greatest philosophies, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Jainism, whether it's Sikhism, whether it's Sufism, and there are huge number of sites which are associated with these philosophies. The tourism ministry has already incubated the Buddhism circuit. Apart from that, we are also now thinking of having a freedom circuit. We can have circuits around the other philosophies that were given birth to in this great land, and that itself becomes a great point for selling tourism. Many people, if there is a circuit available with good connectivity, not only people who follow that faith, but people otherwise also would have an incentive to visit those places, to see those places, and to learn about those philosophies that were there in this country. We also have in this country a huge heritage of temple architecture. Some of the finest temples, some of the finest religious monuments anywhere in the world were made in this country. Starting from my home state to a Sikh, where the world famous Rumtek monastery is located, I can give you examples of the Sanchi Stupa, the Kedarnath temple, the Sri Padmanath Swami temple, the Baha'i house of worship, the Golden Temple of Amritsar, the Jama Masjid of Delhi, the Jain temple at Ranakpur, and the Catholic Marian Shrine in Goa. All of these are superb examples of temple architecture, which again have huge tourism value. Coming to some of the more intangible crafts, the music of India. As you're aware, some of the biggest gharanas, as we call them, but essentially institutions of music, have found place in India. So going back to the Samaved, coming to the Natya Shastra, then to Dhupad, Khayal, the gharanas of Agra, Banaras, the Carnatic Museum, the gharanas of Patiala, Kirana, and Gwalior, all of these have found their place in the pantheon of music globally. All of them are housed in India, and all of them have the potential to attract a lot of tourists. The classical dances of India, some of the biggest dance forms anywhere in the world are to be found in India. India also is the repository of the highest numbers of dance forms, including folk and tribal. That again is a tourism opportunity. Linked to that are the visual arts of India, whether it's the rock art, the frescoes from the Ajanta caves, the Gond arts, the Madhubani painting, the miniature paintings, the Tanjore paintings, the Pattachitra, which we are talking about today, the Kalamkari, the worldly painting. Then to the festivals of India, some of the biggest festivals are celebrated here. Then the crafts of India, the factory textiles is already spoken about, the handloom and handicraft legacy. All of these constitute a huge cultural repository. Now, the only issue is that how do you convert them into a tourism opportunity? How do you add value to them, giving them the sort of the importance that they deserve from a tourism point of view, from an economic growth point of view, from a job creation point of view. So that is the challenge. And through the medium of the National Tourism Day, that is an issue on which we need to debate. That's an issue on which we need to find strategies. Tourism Ministry and the Culture Ministry are already working on the prospect of developing 1,000 monuments, maybe through the Monument Mitra scheme, maybe through other schemes, but making these monuments the epicenter of tourism in India, the epicenter of job creation and economic opportunities. So the essence of what I was trying to say is that we have one of the oldest cultures. The facets of those cultures are manifold. The attraction of those cultural facets is I would say unparalleled anywhere in the world. And the challenge is that how do we integrate them with tourism? How do we integrate them with a value opportunity which can attract a lot of people? And on that, the ministries will continue to work together and find creative solutions so that in the days ahead, in the years ahead, during this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we are able to take that cultural legacy, showcase it to the world, and make it a potential for the creative economy that India deserves and that India should have. Thank you very much.